Anxiety. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety as an emotion. But before I start, I want to talk about few things like what are emotions? What exactly do we know about emotions? What have we been taught about emotions? And secondly, I want to add one thing here that these emotions like anxiety, anger, sadness, depression, these things have become a trend nowadays. Left, right, center, we say, oh, I'm sad today, I'm depressed today. So let us understand what is the difference between a thought and a feeling and an emotion, and then how to handle them. So, feelings. In one sentence, I may say feelings are outside the body and emotions are inside the body. Feelings are reaction towards the environment, because of the environment, by the environment. It is when I say environment, I mean to say situations as well as people. Feelings are triggered by external stimuli, by events, by people. It is basically a remnant, remains of emotions. And feelings are common across people. From person to person, they match, they are similar. And feelings lead us to reflect what to do not to feel uncomfortable. How can we stop feeling uncomfortable? What are the methods, techniques available for us? And on the other hand, emotions are triggered by internal environment, that is, our thoughts and our memories. Emotions are basically it is a state of consciousness in which we experience certain sensations, and these sensations, these experiences, in turn change the physical state of our body. Experiences are different from person to person, they differ, and they come very fast and they go even more quickly. Basically, emotions come and go quickly. Crimes of passion are committed under the cause of emotions. So let's take an example. When I say I am angry because people are not behaving themselves. I am angry because people are cutting the trees. I am angry because the natural resources are being plundered by humans, by people or across the world. It is just a feeling because nothing is happening inside me. But the moment I say I'm angry, and then I have sweating, I my palpitation goes high, my eyes bulge out, my muscles tense up, my jaws they are tightened, and no, oh, I'm like, what to do? This has become an emotion. So inside me something is happening, that is an emotion. Something is happening outside me because of the environment is basically a feeling. Energies are also known as, are called as energy in motion because the energy in the body is changing and shifting. Children experience emotions much before they have learnt language. So, difference between emotions and thoughts. Thoughts are basically mental processes happening in our mind, whereas emotions are sensations experiencing being experienced in our body. Emotions can be disputed, sorry, thoughts can be disputed, emotions cannot be disputed. There is a cause and effect relationship between thoughts and emotions. Because we think, so we get emotions, and because we have emotions, so we react in a certain way or don't react in any ways. According to Dr. John Watson, he's a famous theorist, psychologist basically. Children go through, they experience basically three emotions: fear, rage, and love. One line of thought says that children go through the emotions of being loved, being lost, abandoned, and confusion. Then there are primary emotions, secondary emotions, and tertiary emotions. Many people have identified basic emotions, but still we do not have a very concrete concept of emotions. But what we do have is our experiences. What we do have is what we have learned through our trial and error method. And nobody has taught us about identification of emotions. And what it is basically we need to identify how we respond, how our body responds, or how what our body goes through when we are in one or the other emotional states. And we also have to identify that the bodily reactions are basically similar, be it so called happy, good, positive emotions or negative emotions, light emotions or dark emotions. But I would like to add here that emotions are neither bad nor good. Emotions are not positive or negative. We have attributed them as, we have categorized them as good and bad. Emotions are just emotions, they have to be experienced, and every emotion has a purpose. Problem is the extremities. Extreme of anything is never good. I am happy, very good. But if I'm too happy to the extreme, that becomes mania. If I'm anxious, I'm fearful, I'm afraid, I'm scared, and so much so that I'm not able to survive, so much so that I'm not able to function normally, I'm not able to breathe, I'm not able to think. That extreme level of that emotion is not good. That has to be dealt with. So, be it happiness, be it sadness, be it whatever, the extremes are not good. We need to be in some between the continuum somewhere. That's the normal state of affairs. And once we understand to identify the emotions, identify the bodily reactions, bodily changes, then we would be in a position to respond appropriately towards our emotions and because of our emotions, both. So, source of our emotions are our own thoughts, our own memories. Because we think so, we feel, we have emotions, and then because we have emotions, so we behave in certain ways, and that is our reaction. Now, anxiety. Anxiety is basically a two-step emotion. One, at one end, it is the negative prediction of the future, that कल को जो होगा बुरा ही होगा, अच्छा हो नहीं सकता है. And on the other hand, it is about underestimation of our coping capabilities, our understanding that we cannot handle the situations, which would of course would be negative, not good, only the bad. Anxiety is almost always about future. It is almost always about lack of capability, lack of coping mechanisms. It is like if it is something like sports adventure, wherein people go through the adventures, people go through all sorts of activities, and they experience the adrenal rush, but they do not feel anxiety because they know that they can handle it. Worst come worst, what will happen? गिर जाएंगे, चोट लगेगी. There will be an injury and they can manage that. So there is no anxiety. But had there been anxiety, had there been fear, oh my God, what will I do? Had there been the feeling that I do not have the right skills to manage whatever the activity has to be done, then the people will never go for adventure sports because there would be anxiety, there would be fear, there would be scare. So, okay. Then comes the here and now. Life is all about today. Life is all about now. Life is about present. But what have we learned to do is either we are living in the past or we are worrying about the future, never living in the present. And because we are in the future, we are thinking about the future, kal ko kya hoga, what will happen tomorrow. And secondly, when we are thinking of the future, we are not thinking in a very positive way. If this doesn't happen, if I don't get a good job, if I don't get this career, if I lose this, if I if this, and how will I manage? I cannot manage on my own. I don't have the abilities. And these are the very facts, these are the issues which cause anxiety in us. Here, I would like to give one more example. It is something like when somebody is accelerating the car constantly. One foot is constantly on the accelerator. So what will happen? Car will continuously go faster and faster and faster. And one fine day, at one point of time, the car will lose control. Similar thing happens when we are continuously thinking and thinking and thinking. Continuously, we are living in that state of emotion regularly. And then what happens? Oh, there is chaos. I can't understand anything. समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या हो रहा है. Basically, दही दिमाग का दही बन जाता है. And we go overboard, overthinking and whatnot. So, emotions, anxiety need not be bad or negative. It has got its plus points. Say, for example, suppose I have to board a train in the middle of the night. The departure time is 1 a.m. in the night, and I'm casual. I do not have anxiety. So what I do not pack up my material, my stuff, my things. I do not make way for conveyance. I do not think of who is going to drop me. How am I going to reach the railway station? And then running at the last moment, leaving something behind. Kabhi ye chhut gaya, kahin wo chhut gaya. There will be chaos in the house. Everybody is like running around and shouting. And either I board the train at the very last moment, or I miss the train altogether. But had there been anxiety, so I would have been worried. Okay, I do not need to fall asleep. I need to be awake. I need to pack up my material. I need to see how I'm going to reach the railway station. In the middle of the night, will I get the Uber, or I book the Uber in the evening itself, or I arrange for a friend to pick me up and drop me to the railway station, and all that. So we plan for it. So when there is anxiety, then we perform, we give our best shot. So total casualness is not going to help us. But when the anxiety crosses one limit, goes to one extreme where I cease to think in a practical way, where I cease to function, where I'm not in a position to think or feel or whatever, then it is something that has to be dealt with. And the second thing is how we express our emotions. We have learned to we have not learned to differentiate action from reaction. We have changed the action mode into suffering mode, because the body reaction is same, be it happy moment or be it anxiety moment. Say, for example, when we are dancing happily, music is on and jumping around, we are dancing, we are happy and full blast. So what is happening? Palpitation is high, heartbeat is high, sweating is there, cheeks go red, eyes are bulging, and that thing is going on. Similar body reactions happen when we are anxious, when we are scared. The only difference is different enzymes are released in the brain because of different emotions. That's the only thing. But what happens is we just see bodily reactions. अरे घबराहट हो रही है, अभी हार्ट अटैक हो जाएगा मुझको, ओ सीने में दर्द हो रहा है, and we rush to the doctor. Oh, need to take medicine. But when same thing is happening in happy moments, in ecstasy, what are we doing? We are not getting into trouble. We are not running to the doctor. We are not going for medicines. So it's better to identify the bodily reactions first. I'll come to that once again. Oh, yeah. So understand that when I am excited, when I am sad, when I am happy, when I am anxious, these things happen in my body. These are the sensations that go through, the body goes through. These are the sensations that I experience. So the moment I feel, oh, meri saans ruk rahi hai, oh, take a breather. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What is happening? So the moment I'm taking a breath, inhale, and the moment I'm focusing on my body, I come back in the present. What is happening in the present? And because I come back to the present, I am in a position to see what is happening. and get to the work, identify the issues, resolve the issues, get into solution mode. So, we have identified the emotion, we have identified the body reactions. What next? Next is either we can express the emotion, or we suppress the emotion, or we transfer the emotion. Some people say, no, expression is good. Some say transfer is good. But I say combination of all three aspects is good. Once you have identified the emotion, then you have to understand the environment, the situation. Say, for example, a teenager who has gone out for a party with his friends and is expected to be home by, say, 10, max to max 10:30, doesn't turn up by 10:40, and the parents are worried. Here, when the parents start calling up, he's not picking up the phone. Either he's not picking up the phone, maybe because of the loud music, or maybe because he's driving, or the phone is switched off, battery is gone. The moment he turns up at the door, the parents go, they blast at him, kahan the, kya kar rahe the, all that. Here, the parents have been expressing anger, though they were feeling anxiety. So this is what we have been doing. फीलिंग कुछ और होती है, शो हम कुछ और करते हैं. हमें गिल्ट होता है, हम एंगर शो करते हैं. हमारे अंदर एंजाइटी है, हम एंगर शो कर रहे हैं. जेलेसी है, गिल्ट शो कर रहे होते हैं. तो दिस इज वन थिंग हाउ वी आर एक्सप्रेसिंग. सेकेंड इज, नाउ द चाइल्ड अंडरस्टैंड्स कि ओके, माई पेरेंट्स आर वरिड. So he says sorry, doesn't argue, doesn't say things back to the parents, because the scene might escalate. In the morning, he may come up and tell whatever had happened, why he was late, or sorry, or whatever. But had he seen, oh, my parents are angry with me, I had taken permission, I am a grown up person, how can they shout at me like this? They are insulting me. He gets angry, he starts reacting, and he starts shouting back at the parents. Then what happens? Again, problem. Right? So at that situation, suppression was the best option. And when things are cool, things have settled down, either after some time or the next day, then you express. Or say, for example, I'm very angry with my mother because she says something, she expects something from me which I don't want to. But I understand, but I don't like it. So I can go out and talk to my friend, I can talk to my teacher, I can talk to some adult in my life, or I just go and blast out, ha karke chilla diya, or I use a punching bag. Because I know I am feeling like this, and I know my mother is right, but even though my mother is right, I don't like it. So we have to have a combination of expression, suppression, and transfer. Either how and when you express, how and when you suppress, how and when you transfer your emotion, and most importantly, on whom. गुस्सा मुझे मेरे स्पाउस पर है और मैं अपना गुस्सा अपने बच्चे पे निकालूं, that is also not going to work out. So right amount and right method is going to help us a lot in life. Thank you.